talk of how sometimes, asking or direct metric is not always the right way. There's sometimes proxies, even in terms of unlocking insights. Are there any interesting methods that some of us may not be aware of indirect ways or, different ways of getting that?
Okay, so the first thing would be that, as much as you can get away from asking and move to observational research, that's always better. Because when you're observing, you are not only understanding, answer to a specific question, maybe a product or a process that you're interested in, but you are also understanding where that fits in the broader context of their lives and so on and so forth. So whenever you can, apart from asking questions, if you can spend time in that environment, observe and so on and so forth, I think that is obviously, must be one thing that you do over and above just asking questions. But even when you're asking questions, I think there are a few things that one can keep in mind to get better answers, or again closer to the truth than not. So one is that, one, when you're asking questions, it should actually focus on behavior and not only on attitudes and beliefs.
Hmm.
So if you want to understand, like let's say you want to understand nutritious diet, it's not enough to ask, what do you think you should give a child, but you need to come and say, okay, what do you give your child? So that's obvious that you focus on. But I think taking it one step forward, what happens in a lot of surveys or even qualitative research we do, we try to get people to rely too much on long-term memory. So we'll ask very general questions like, in the last 6 months, how many times did you do X? I mean, most of us have no idea what we did in the last 6 months. I mean, I've looked at questionnaires where people are being asked, okay, so please tell us, in the last 6 months, how many times did you give your children fruit, for example? Or even in the last 1 month, forget 6 months, even in the last, it's a very difficult question to answer. And frankly, whatever answer is going to come is really not going to be very helpful. Because see, at the end of the day, what is the purpose of research? The purpose of the research is to understand the person, and so that you can come up with some ideas. And I mean, for the design phase. So by asking them questions like doesn't, what would be a more powerful question to ask would be not some general question about last X months, but okay, yesterday,
Yeah.
what did you do? What did your child eat?
Yeah.
And by the way, when that woman or that man is actually narrating the story of yesterday, you will also understand a lot about what happens in their life. Okay, the child woke, but oh, I could not do the X because I was in a hurry, and so what I did was Y. And there will be less defensiveness also, because you're just asking them about a day. You're not asking them, when you're asking them about 6 months, then you're kind of almost asking them, are you a good person? Are you a good mother? If you're asking about yesterday, then you're also kind of taking that away. And of course, you're not relying on long term memory. Yesterday is something I can remember. And when I
Right.
tell you a story of a day, when I'm telling you a story, you will learn much more about my life than any number or anything that I throw at you. So that's another thing. Get people to tell
Tell
stories that they know.
stories.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The third thing I would say is that, we often end up in these questionnaires, or whenever we're doing service, to ask why. Why do you do this? Like, why do you not do this? Again, we're asking people to give their philosophy. Much
Oh,
better is, the other four W's. Okay, so when, XYZ happens, when does it typically happen? With whom are you, when you're doing XYZ? Where does it typically happen? What is happening around you when this happens? So you are asking questions more about the context, rather than asking them to give you a rationalized sort of answer saying, why does this happen? Why does this happen? So instead of focusing on the why, you focus more on the when, with whom, where, what. The fourth thing I would say is that always ask them for counterfactual. So you tell them, okay, this is what you usually do, but tell me a time when you did the opposite. Because when you ask them for counterfactuals, you understand, situations. Again, you ask them, when was this? When, with whom was it? Where was it? What was it? You may get some good ideas about when the behavior does happen in a remote, or a desired behavior happens, or a not desired behavior does not happen. What is happening around it? The fifth thing I would say is that always look for the positive deviance. So if you have a whole bunch of people who do not, let's say engage in a behavior, find that one person in the same circumstance who has managed to do that. So, when you're looking at pregnant women, you find that one pregnant woman who took her 180 pills in the same setting. You try to understand. So, we're always looking for barriers. We're
yeah.
always in our research looking for why is this not happening? Why is this not happening? Okay, you go to the person who's not doing it. Why are you not doing this? That's our typical approach to research. But here you go to the person who's actually able to do it, and then from her or his or her life, you understand, okay, what is required, for a behavior to happen. That'll give you way more ideas than, just only focusing on the barriers.
Yeah.
And then, of course, lastly, this is nothing new, is that use of projective techniques. Don't just ask people about themselves, because again, that defensiveness comes in. But you all ask them about what others are doing, what do your friends do, and so on. So, of course, the last bit, I think most researchers actually have understood and do it. But I still find some of the other things that I've mentioned, that is focusing too much on the whys, focusing too much on long-term memory, focusing too much on barriers. That still happens a lot, in research, or focusing only on what question and answers and not observing. So these things still remain a huge part of qualitative research, which we need to change.
That was really useful. I think especially the aspect of focusing on the why. I think some of us have been trained to think like that uncover the why. So therefore, the interpretation is ask why. What you're
Exactly.
saying is actually throwing light on something completely different. That if you want to
Absolutely.
understand the why, then the context matters.
Yeah, I mean, it could be simple things, like a lot of times, everybody, every human being, thinks of themselves as, and we are thinking individuals. The minute you ask me why, you are actually working on my system two part, right? I'm now thinking of a why, which sounds reasonable to me, but also sounds reasonable for me to tell you. A
Yeah,
person who's you coming and asking me, kind of say something about my identity. So whys are very, I would say, sure, you can ask them right at the end, but I would rely much more on, suppose if you ask, this is very interesting. Like you may ask, like, you're doing Swachh Bharat mission, and you ask the girls, why you don't want to use the toilet. They may come up with any reason, but then when you uncover it, so you realize that actually, um, if you try to get them to describe, for example, what happens in the morning and so on, you realize that actually one of the things they value is that they are with their friends when they go out into the fields. They're doing, the where they go could be a specific place where they also have time to gather together. So you will learn
true.
much more than if you ask her why, because why she'll just give you some answer which sort of sounds reasonable. So definitely understanding with whom, when, where, what. I think those are much more interesting questions to ask.
That's fascinating. I think that's something that's going into my personal workflow of yes, I care about the why, but is it best to start with actually asking why? So that's
Yes.
it's a very big takeaway for me. And I think it's also something interesting in spoke of which we practice also is if we can get somebody to tell a story, there is
Yes.
just so much to learn from that organic way of sharing. And it's definitely not just linear, it uncovers
Absolutely.
the why in a very different way.